Temporary diets are for amateurs. High value women, they don't diet, they live. Their body reflects their lifestyle, effortlessly, permanently, divinely. So let's get into this episode, because I am not going to be sharing lots of fluff, unnecessary information. I want to download a important mindset shift, and I want to deliver it to you right now. I'm delivering one talking point per episode as we move on. These are going to be quick to the point, these are going to be snappy, and they're going to be delivered daily. So make sure that you are tuned in Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. UK time. Make sure you're liked, you're subscribed, so that you get these deliveries fresh every single day. Right, let's begin. So let me know in the comments right now if you are currently on a diet, or if you ever have been on a diet in your lifetime. Or if, like me, maybe previously you have been on 17,000 diets for your entire life. Always striving for perfection, always striving for the hot, new, latest thing that's going to be the quick fix. But let me tell you that wisdom is a blessing and a godsend. Diets are basically temporary habits. Alright, we're all on a diet. We all have a diet. It's what we eat. Alright, but what we want to do is we want to move from having a diet, being on a diet, this temporary measure. You hear about it all the time. I'm going on a diet. I need to go on a diet. But it's like, no. Let's shift from that temporary diet, that mindset of I'm just doing this until I reach this point, to the point of this is it. This is my lifestyle. This is how I live, and this is why I look this way. So I need you to understand something. Diets are basically a series of temporary habits. That's probably why you fluctuated up and down, yo-yo diet. I can speak from experience here. Let me know if you feel this in the comments. But temporary habits are only going to ever yield temporary results. So it doesn't matter how incredible your diet is at allowing you to shift excess pounds, if that doesn't equate to fat loss, if that's what you're aiming to do, and if that isn't helping you to gain that beautiful sculpted lean muscle mass so that you can have those gorgeous curves, then what's happening is you could essentially be just dropping water weight, you could be dropping muscle, and you could be getting yourself into a very serious cycle where you are essentially, I'm not going to use words that are too strong here, but you could basically be destroying your metabolism, making your body feel so stressed that it cannot possibly work the divine way that it was designed to. So what I want you to do right now, beautiful, is I want you to put your hand on your heart, and I want you to envisage that beautiful divine being that you are right now. Only I want you to envisage yourself as your optimum. I want you to think, how do you look? How do you feel? What are you wearing? How does your hair look? How do you smell? What do your cheekbones look like? Let's get real. How do your beautiful curves look? Let me know in the comments what you look like when you are your dream highest self. Because only when you speak that into existence, only when you acknowledge it in the 3D world, will you see it come into fruition. I need you to understand that your dream self exists in simplicity. She is flawless. She is perfect. She's incredible. She isn't stressed. She isn't running around, she isn't doing things because she has to. She is living her life in a state of flow. She is living in a state of perpetual joy, happiness, self-discovery, and therefore always growing, and therefore sometimes overwhelmed because she's learning new things. Not all the time, but sometimes. And with the overwhelm comes learning, comes growth, comes refinement. That overwhelm equals pressure. Pressure is what produces the most exquisite diamond. And your dream self, in her incredible state, doesn't think in terms of weeks and months. Like, I am just on this diet until I go on holiday. Or I am just on this diet until this event. Or I am just going to eat like this until I drop a certain amount of pounds, and then I will look amazing for this. No, it's like, think in daily actions that embody your ideal dream body, your physique, your figure. Your food, your movement, your mindset, these aren't just tasks. They are the blueprint. It's literally the steps. It's the things, these are the things that are going to yield the results that you're looking for. But if you know for a fact that you can't sustain them long term, then it's going to yo-yo back up and down again. It's refinement. Alright, your dream self is all about refinement. You're going to have days where there's blips, where the scale goes up a pound and you're like, oh, well, what happened the day before? Why did that happen? What did I do then? Not from an obsessive point of view, but from a learning point of view. You see, the media would love you to feel like you're obsessing if you're doing it all by yourself. If you're not choosing to opt into their drugs and then yo-yo back off again onto their chocolates and their sugars and their toxic food-like substances that they hook you on. They love you to think that self-care is all about wrapping up, having a bubble bath and a huge bar of chocolate. But it's not. It's so not. It's actually all about knowing what your long-term vision is for yourself and working out what your little micro actions are going to be in order to get there. Now, if your dream self wants to be a little bit more free and she wants to have more sugar in her life for some reason, well, then go for it. But actually, if she wants to look more lean, more sculpted, more incredible, if she actually opts for grapes or berries versus the chocolates, then that's just not going to be in your radar. That's not going to be in your mindset. So you're going to start thinking in terms of your highest self. So do things that help you to get into that mindset. I am a very visual person. Maybe you are not. But as women, we are very creative. And if you need something that's going to inspire you, for example, I can close my eyes and I know exactly what my highest self looks like. I know what she behaves like. I know everything about her. And I know precisely every detail about her. But do you? Now, every day, every action I take it has to be in alignment with her, because that is my ultimate goal. That is the person that our Creator designed me to be. And in my opinion, when I was born, that was in my heart. I have that image. I know who she is. I know how she behaves. I know her standards. I know everything about her. And when I'm not feeling good in myself, it means that I'm out of alignment with who I'm meant to be. And I need to rein something back in. And that's what your job is too. Your job isn't to figure out every single little detail, but your job is simply to get yourself into the mindset of your dream self. Now, if no one's ever told you this before, if you are at a certain place in your life, but your body, your figure goals, they are not matching up to that, it's because there's a disconnect between the actions that you are taking on a daily basis and the outcome, which means that something is not in alignment, which means that you need to do a few little tweaks. Now, I know right now that you know exactly what you need to do. And what I want to do right now is hit like, and I want to let me know in the comments what that one thing is that you need to change. Reframing weight loss, fat loss, as a lifestyle, it makes it effortless. It makes it aligned. And even better, it makes it sustainable for you. Especially when you're just doing it tiny piece by piece. So rather than saying, I am going to change into this entirely different person overnight that I'm meant to be, it's just a case of understanding, well, actually I've been brainwashed a little bit by the media. They want me to think that this is good for me. They want me to think that this is exciting. They want me to think that this is fine, but it's actually not, and I know that. So I'm going to start with the one thing that I can do. And I'm going to start for 1 week, and I'm going to make one change. So it might be that you're going to start fasting up until lunchtime because you're like, do you know what? I'm not going to eat less. I'm just going to push that meal a couple of hours later, and I'm going to have a super nutritious meal at lunchtime. That could be the one change you make. Or it could be, actually this week, I'm going to cut out my bread. If I'm used to having sandwiches every day for lunch, well, I'm going to replace that with soup. Or just one thing that you see or you feel as healthier. So for example, and maybe instead of 1 or 2 slices of bread as your sandwich, you're going to have the salad, you're going to have the chicken, you're going to have a couple of eggs, you're going to have whatever, some olives, something beautiful, maybe some salad cream, maybe even some light salad cream, something like that, and you're just going to absolutely love it. You're going to create maybe even some avocado on the side. You're going to have something that feels incredible for you. And you're going to do that every day for a week. And you're going to see how it happens, how it feels. That one shift that gets you slightly further on. Now, the lunch that I just designed there for you, that's not going to leave you hungry. That's going to leave you feeling full, feeling incredible, feeling very, very happy. So it's not making changes that hurt you, it's making changes that inspire you to make further changes that feel so incredible. Because, let me tell you, that the habits that you are making right now, these changes in your lifestyle, if you just start to make these tiny little micro habits, everything is going to change for you. But it literally can happen 1 week at a time. And trust me, at the end of the week, you will look back and you'll be like, that was so easy, I really enjoyed that. What are you going to do the following week? Well, maybe it's like, I'm just going to go to the gym 2 days a week. That's it. Or I'm just going to walk for 20 minutes every day. That's it. Or 5 days a week. I'm just going to start a new routine. And it's going to be my long-term routine. So we're not starting any new habit without envisaging this taking a place in our future life. We want it to be something that we enjoy, that we love, that's becoming our part of our incredible dream life. And that's really what it's all about. Because when you start making aligned changes like that, you become like a diva, a goddess. And this level of control, of effort, of standards, these are permanent. Okay? This is what's going to give you the permanent, incredible results where you're stepping on the scale and your new normal is 10 pounds less. Because it's not going up and down, because you've set the standard, because you love it, because you can depend on yourself, and because that is who you are. So I want to end today just by calling you out on this one. Because if you're done with yo-yo dieting, if you are done with quick fixes, and you are done with weight that disappears the moment a challenge ends, then it's time to step into the woman whose daily life naturally sculpts her body, because that's just what you do. The spark activation will show you precisely how to stop dieting forever and how to create the results that actually last. It's nothing to do with what to eat. It's nothing to do with when to eat or how to exercise. And it's everything to do with your mindset. Because let's face it, you could go online and find a program in 5 minutes, but that's not what's been stopping you. You can find out all the information you need to know on the spark activation via the link below. But if you feel in your heart that something needs to change and that the methods out there in the media haven't been helping you, then I reckon that this could be the magic that you've been looking for quite a long time now. Now, in the event that you are excited to become your best self and you're still not quite ready, make sure that you check out all of the videos that I've dropped previously. I have dropped probably about 10 videos on this topic in the past couple of weeks. So make sure that you check out the playlist on manifesting your dream body. I have a meditation and so many other incredible resources, but make sure that you've liked the video, that you've subscribed, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode or in Spark Activation. So until then, remember who you are and be her. You're being divinely guided. I'll see you in the next episode or in Spark. Have an amazing day, and don't forget to like and subscribe.